friends, welcome to the channel Physics by IITians. In the last lecture, we have discussed about the basic difference of the classical statistics, quantum statistics, and we have already discussed about the number of microstates for the fermions, bosons, classical particles, and we have already discussed some previous year questions related to that topic. In this lecture, I shall briefly discuss about Fermi-Dirac distribution and the different quantities I will find out, like total energy, that is internal energy, average energy of the system, specific heat of the system, and we will solve some question that has come in NET-GATE previous paper, and also some different questions that may come in your exam. So here, without further delay, we are starting our video. That the last time we have already discussed that if there are fermions and the number of fermions, that is indistinguishable particles, these are a number of indistinguishable particles and they are also non-interacting with each other and they should obey Pauli exclusion principle. So we can distribute n number of particles or ni number of particles to the gi number of energy states like gi c ni. Okay, so if you take the total number of ways, that is w of distributing n1 n2 n3 particles in n energy levels, is this will be w equals to multiplication over I equals to n, that is over all the number of energy levels, into gi factor divided by gi minus ni factorial into ni factorial. So here what we have to do, we have to find out the maximum distribution, the distribution function or the maximum probability, that is the probability of occurring that particular energy level or particular distribution at particular energy level and particular number of particles, and we should have to find out the maximum, when the maximum will occur. So take the log of w. So I am giving you the derivation just because you should understand what is the physics behind the distribution function. So you take log of w or ln of w due to this calculation simplification, because there is a multiplication factor. So whenever you are taking the log w or log term, logarithm, then the multiplication will become summation. So your calculations will be easy. So take log ln w, and you have to also understand there are two constants in this system due to the system is at thermodynamic equilibrium. First constant is n, that is the total number of particles should be fixed, and another, that is the total energy, that is sum of ni ei should be also fixed, that is sum over I equals to 1 to n, ni equals to constant, sum over I equals to 1 to n, ni ei is also constant. So whenever you are satisfying del w by del ni equals to 0 with these two conditions, that is this should be total number of particles should be constant, total energy is constant, we have to apply Lagrange's method of undetermined multipliers. So after taking the consideration of alpha and beta, which are Lagrange's undetermined multipliers, we get the distribution function f of ei equals to ni by gi, that is number of particles, ratio of the number of particles to the gi level, that is 1 by 1 plus e to the power minus alpha minus beta ei. Okay, so just simplify the calculation, you will get this value, and we give the name, that is the FD distribution factor. What we have done to achieve FD distribution factor, we first just take the number of ways that Ni particles can be arranged in Gi quantum states. Then we take the total number of ways that Ni particles be distributed in Gi quantum states. Then take ln w for the simplification of calculation, and then we maximize the quantity ln w with respect to ni, okay, or delta ni. So whenever you are And next one condition is here, that with the maximizing the factor, we have to follow this two rule, or you have to obey this two rule as long as the system is at thermodynamic equilibrium. So you have to imply Lagrange's method of undetermined multipliers, and then you obtain the Fermi distribution function, that is f of ei is ni by gi, that is 1 by 1 plus e to the power minus alpha minus beta ei, where alpha and beta are the Lagrange's undetermined multipliers. Now beta equals to minus 1 by kbt and alpha equals to ef by kbt. The alpha is usually expressed in this form. So if you put the value of beta and alpha, like beta equals to 1 by k minus 1 by kbt and alpha equals to ef by kbt, you take f of ei equals to, you get f of ei equals to 1 divided by 1 plus e to the power ei minus ef by kbt. Okay, so this is the Fermi distribution function, which you should remember, that f of ei, it is giving you the distribution function. Okay, it is not giving you the energy levels, but it is giving you the information that with how the distribution of the particles will take in the different energy levels. Okay, so this is a probabilistic way of the finding out the particles in different energy levels with respect to some condition. So what does it tell? That if you plot the function f of ei versus ei, okay, or ei by ef, so you get this type of graph, that is at t equals to 0, this is the behavior is this way, and for t is greater than 0, the behavior will be like this way. So if t, suppose I am taking two temperatures, one is T1, another is T2, where T2 is greater than T1. So look here, the T2, the spreading is much more than the T1. So whenever you are going to the higher temperature, the spreading of the distribution function is much greater. Now we will understand why this curve like this way. Suppose I am taking the, since here what it has been written, that since only one particle may occupy a quantum state f of ai, for FD statistics is the probability that a quantum state of energy ei is occupied. So the plot of f of ei against ei by ef is shown here. Now at t equals to 0, f of ei equals to 1 for ei is less than ef. So whenever ei is less than ef at t equals to 0, you can neglect the term and f of ei becomes 1. But for ei is greater than ef, that is ei is greater than ef, this whole term cannot be neglected. Okay, it will become infinite, and f of ei, that is 1 by infinite, so it will become 0. So at t equals to 0, when ei is less than ef, f of ei equals to 1, and when ei is greater than ef, fi is equals to f of ei is 0. So what we have learned here, that there is a certain ef, that is the energy level, when temperature T equals to 0, up to that energy level f of ei is 1, that is the maximum distribution has been occurred. Now whenever you are going at T equals to 0, if you are going beyond ef, that is ei is greater than ef, there is no distribution of electrons. Okay, so what does it mean? That's that at absolute 0 of temperature, the probability of occupation of all states with energy less than ef is unity, and that of states with energies higher than ef is 0. So thus at absolute 0 of temperature, the Fermi level represents the highest occupied energy level, where Fermi level is ef. Okay, so what is the meaning of Fermi level? Usually in interview will be asked that how this Fermi levels has arrived, or what is the meaning of the Fermi level. You have to tell the distribution function, and you have to calculate the quantity, that is ei for less than ef and ei for greater than ef. You get that for less than ef, f of ei, that is the distribution function, is 1, and for for the less than ef, f of ei is 1, for greater than ei is greater than ef, it is 0. So there is no occupation of energy electrons in greater energy level, that is greater than ef. So that is the Fermi level is representing the highest occupied energy level at T equals to 0. Now, why there is a spreading? Because whenever at t greater than 0, this f of ei is close to unity for ei less than ef and approaches 0 for ei greater than ef. So, the variation for different temperatures are shown. So, whenever you are taking this t has some finite value and ei ef also some finite value, so you cannot neglect like any one of the term. You have to consider both the terms, that is the denominator term, that is the numerator and the denominator term, and this will give you this distribution like this way. So there will be spreading, much more spreading when the temperature will be much more higher. Why the spreading? Spreading because whenever the electrons are getting more energies, they can go up to higher energy levels. So that's why there are much spreading in the energy levels at higher temperature, or much more spreading in the distribution, not the energy level. I am sorry for my mistake. The distribution will be much more spread due to that energy can take higher energy levels because the system has now higher energy. Okay. So now there is another important concept of the Fermi-Dirac statistic, that is the determination of the Fermi level. So what we have to do, we will have to apply the Fermi-Dirac statistics to an electron gas to find the Fermi level of the system, that is what will be the value of EF. Okay, at temperature T equals to 0, we can then derive. So for any finding out any quantity, what we have to do, we have to whenever the energy levels are closely spaced, we have to take a number of particles within this energy between E and E plus dE, and the term is known as the density of state function. I in the next lecture or in some one lecture I will discuss about the density function GED for one dimension, two dimension, three dimension. Here I will not discuss about that, but you have to understand that the whenever you are taking closely spaced energy levels like the solid, they are closely spaced energy levels. Okay, so the number of particles within energy E and E plus dE, what you have to use the term, that is the, that will tell the density of states. Okay, and the FD form of distribution function is FE. So any the number of particles within that energy E to E plus dE can be written as f of E, that is the Fermi distribution function, into GE into dE, that is GE is the density of states for the E to E plus dE energy level. So for 3 dimension, the density of state can be written as 8 root 2 pi V m to the power 3 by 2 divided by h cube into e to the power half dE, and Fermi f of E, Fermi function distribution function, is 1 divided by 1 plus e to the power E minus Ef by kBt. Okay, so here last time we mentioned that Ei, here Ei is written as E because the energy level we are considering from E to E plus dE. So the total number of electrons, that is N, can be found out by taking integration from 0 to infinite any dE, that is this function. So what you have to do here, just put the value and take the integration. Now for the simplification of the calculation in terms of not taking the energy level for the t equals to 0 to infinite, what you have done here, we write express the term, that is t this is from the 0 to infinite level, we have taken it as a from 0 to ef naught, that is the Fermi energy at t equals to 0 Kelvin. So here ef 0, after calculating we get ef 0, that is the Fermi level at absolute 0 temperature, is h square by 8m into 3n by pi v whole to the power 2 by 3. And it's a very important relationship with, you should remember that the Fermi level, that is ef, is proportional to n by v whole to the power 2 by 3. N by v is number of particles per unit volume. So you should remember this. And if you want to write it in terms of finite temperature, then EF at constant T or at any temperature T is EF naught into 1 minus pi square by 12 kBt whole square divided by EF square at 0. It is also known as Sommerfeld equation. So you have to understand this formula, that how does it come. Whenever you are taking any quantity, what you have to take? You have to take the distribution function multiplied by the density of states, and you get this total number of particles, because density of states is give you the number of particles with energy E and E plus dE, and Fe is giving you the probability of the particles that within energy level E and E plus dE. Okay, so that's how you get the Fermi level, and its dependence on N by V as 2 to the 2 by 3 or 2/3. Okay, so now you also, if you take the plot, you may be asked in the exam that plot N of E, that is the number of particles, versus E by EF. So the plot with the different temperature is like this way. At T equals to 0 temperature, there is a stiff behavior, but whenever the temperature is higher, the spreading is higher, that is number of particles can go to the higher energy levels. Okay, here now the next thing that we should know the internal energy of an electron gas obeying the Fermi-Dirac statistics at 0 Kelvin. So internal energy can be written as E into NEDE integration of 0 to EF naught, and we get, after calculating, that U, that is the internal energy, U equals to 3 by 5 NEF at T equals to 0. So Fermi energy at T equals to 0, if you know the number of particles N, so for the internal energy you can easily find out by applying this formula. So the internal energy per particle here 3 by 5 EF naught, because U by N is internal energy per particle. So now remember, for classical statistics the internal energy per particle is 3 by 2 kVt. So here this is not 3 by 2 kVt. Okay, so remember, the particles that are obeying fermions or fermions or obeying Fermi-Dirac statistics, the internal energy per particle is 3 by 5 EF at 0 temperature. So the energy is much larger than the Fermi energy for the classical case. Okay, so whenever, now you have to understand that when this Fermi-Dirac distribution function becomes or resembles with Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution function. The Fermi-Dirac distribution function resembles with Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution function at higher temperature. Why? Because whenever the particles are thermally excited to a great extent and they are distributed over a wide range of energy levels, then the number of particles for any energy value is lower, and the number of available energy states is much higher. Okay, so the one particle will occupy one quantum state, and the Pauli exclusion principle becomes unimportant, because the number of particles are much less than the number of energy levels, available energy levels, because these particles have much higher energy, because the at higher temperature the system is at higher temperature. So it will, Fermi-Dirac statistics will resemble to the Maxwell-Boltzmann statistics or MB statistics. Okay, so here also another, we should understand the specific heat for the electrons in metals. Why we are talking about electrons? Because electrons are fermions. Okay, so fermions are electrons, so it should obey the Fermi-Dirac statistics, not the Maxwell-Boltzmann statistics, but it will obey Maxwell-Boltzmann at higher temperature. Okay, so what will be the heat capacity of the system? The heat capacity of a metal, that is the sum of the contribution due to the lattice and the free electrons. Okay, so the lattice contribution can be derived from the Drude-Debye theory, and the and the contribution due to the free electrons, one is from the Maxwell-Boltzmann statistics, we get 3 by 2 nkb, and for the Fermi-Dirac statistics we will here get something else, that is not 3 by 2 kb but something else, not Cb equals to 3 by 2 nkb. Okay, so U, from the applying the Fermi-Dirac statistics, the energy, that is internal energy of the metal, that is U, is U naught plus pi square by 4 n kB T square by Tf, where U naught is the internal energy at T equals to 0 Kelvin. So the electronic heat capacity, that is Cv, can be written as del U by del T, that can be written as, we just take the derivative with respect to T, that is pi square by 2 n kB T by Tf. So here, look here, this is a very important formula. This is an, because the dependence of Cv on T has been asked in several questions. So for the electronic heat capacity, Cv is proportional to T, okay, not proportional to Tq. What the students mistake, that they think that the specific electronic heat capacity, they don't understand the difference between the electronic heat capacity and the lattice heat capacity, or heat capacity due to the lattice vibration. So here we will understand it. So the electronic specific heat rises linearly with T. At lower temperature, the specific heat due to the lattice vibration is proportional to T cube. That has come from Debye theory. We will learn it in the solid state lecture, and the total specific heat of a metal is due to the electronic specific heat plus the lattice vibrational contribution. So there are two contributions are present in the Cv, okay, in the expression of Cv. So Cv equals to At, where At is due to the electronic specific heat and Bt cube is the due to the lattice vibration contribution at lower temperature or at low temperature, okay. So what you can write, that this equation can be written as Cv divided by T, that is A plus B by T square. So if you take the variation of Cv by T versus T square, you get this variation, okay. So remember this plot, that is Cv by T against T square at low temperature. You have to remember this is at low temperature, because the high temperature the system will resemble with the Maxwell-Boltzmann statistics. So here is a problem related to the Fermi-Dirac statistics, that is calculate the Fermi energy at 0 Kelvin of metallic silver containing one free electron per atom. The density and atomic weight of silver is 10.5 gram per semi-cube and 108 respectively. So what you have to calculate? You have to calculate Fermi energy at temperature T equals to 0 Kelvin. So first apply the formula, that is EF0, that is the Fermi energy at 0 Kelvin, that is h square by 8m 3n by pi v whole to the power 2 by 3. So number density of the free electrons here, it is given as 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 atom per mole divided by 108 gram per mole into 10.5 gram per centimeter cube, because the density is rho, that is given as 10.5 gram per semi cube, and atomic weight, that is 108, okay. So 108 gram per mole and 10.5 gram per centimeter cube. So you have to find out N by V ratio by from this two information, and then you have to calculate, that is EF0. Just put the values, you get 5.5 electron volt, okay. So friends, you understand, you just apply this formula, you will get from this formula the energy level or Fermi level at 0 Kelvin. Now from the same data, determine the internal energy of the electron gas per unit volume at 0 Kelvin. So the internal energy U is 3 by 5 N by V E F at 0 Kelvin. We have already seen this formula, okay. So just put this in this formula, put the value, you get 3.11 into 10 to the power 10 joule per meter cube, okay. So next question, this using this data, calculate the smaller specific heat due to the free electrons at constant volume in metallic silver at 100 Kelvin. So Cv equals to pi square by 2 n kb T by Tf. So N is given 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 atoms per mole, Avogadro number. T equals to 100 Kelvin. Tf equals to, you can write as Ef by Kb, because E equals to Kt. So Tf equals to Ef by Kb. So you find out Cv equals to 0.064 joule per Kelvin per mole. So here from the one information you can be asked to find three different information, that Fermi level has been given, atomic weight and density has been given. You have to calculate the Fermi level, temperature has been given, atomic weight has been given, density has been given. You have to calculate Fermi energy, you can calculate the internal energy, you can calculate the molar specific heat for the free electrons. Okay. So here another question that has already asked in previous year, that if the number density of a free electron gas in 3 dimension is increased 8 times, its Fermi temperature will be increased by a factor of 4, decreased by a factor of 4, increased by a factor of 8, decreased by a factor of 8. So the Fermi energy, we have already seen that Fermi energy EF at temperature 0 is proportional to n by v whole to the power 2 by 3, and it is only applicable to the 3 dimension, because we have calculated the Fermi level taking the density of states which was calculating for the 3 dimensional case. It will be varying for 2 dimension, 1 dimension, okay, it will be variable. So here for the 3 dimension case, Tf is proportional to n by v whole to the power 2 by 3. So you take the ratio n1 by n2 whole to the power 2 by 3. If the number density is increased 8 times, then it will become n1 by n2 equals to 8. So we get that the Fermi temperature will rise as 4 times. So it will increase by a factor of 4. So remember, this is only true for the 3 dimensional case. Okay. Whenever I am giving you the density of states for the different dimensions, I shall tell you about the energy dependence for the different dimensions in case of FD statistics. Now next question is, consider an ideal Fermi gas in a grand canonical ensemble at a constant chemical potential. The variance of the occupation number of the single particle energy level with mean occupation number n bar is this one. Please remember this, n bar into 1 minus n bar. This is the variance of the occupation number of the single particle energy level with mean occupation number n bar in case of Fermi Dirac statistics of fermions. Okay. So friends, this lecture you have learned about the Fermi Dirac statistics, the detailed physics behind the energy levels, behind the Fermi distribution functions, and the specific heat of electrons I have discussed. In the next lecture, we shall also learn about Bose-Einstein statistics and the related problems that has already come in previous NET-GATE paper. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please do like, share, subscribe to the channel. Also share with your friends and join our Telegram channel for daily quizzes, regular research updates. You can join our test series for evaluation of your performance, and the test series cost has been kept minimum for your benefit only. Thank you so much.